Hiya folks, and welcome back to The View for the match review for Leeds United 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Truth be told, a pretty comfortable game all up for Leeds United by the end of it. And again, the Sheffield Wednesday huffed and puffed a little bit in, but didn't really put a lot of pressure on Leeds United. Leeds comfortable throughout that game. Could have probably done a bit more at different parts of the match, but comfortable in possession and ultimately running out 3-0 winners and staying top of the championship after what could have been a tricky weekend for Leeds. A lot of Sheffield Wednesday's pressure in the first half. It was Leeds who took the lead early on, and then in the second half the substitutions worked again for Daniel Farke. We can complain all we want about the timing of Daniel Farke's subs, and we will, and everyone will continue to, but Leeds have had the most impact of any team this season off the bench, and a big performance from a substitute today that we'll get to in a couple of minutes time. Individually, for me, my personal thoughts, I didn't think anybody really shone individually, but I think as a team it was a very good collective team performance. Defended well, defended hard when they needed to, put the tackles in when they were needed as well, and got forward and broke and tried to attack when the possibilities came on as well. Our attackers had very good games for me. Both our wingers, James and Solomon, had a good game for me, but I thought they actually had a very good game defensively, coming back and helping out and supporting Leeds when they didn't have the ball, specifically in that 10-15 minutes in the first half when Sheffield Wednesday had a little bit of it, but they were also effective in the final third when they needed to be. But Sheffield Wednesday, I thought, did well, specifically in the first half. Their shape was good. They limited Leeds to balls out wide, and they doubled up and got in Leeds' faces when they needed to, and it took just time and patience to break that one down. In the second half, Meslier was the talking point coming into this game. Didn't have a huge amount to do. Two small wobbles on corners. One where he was out of the goal completely on a very good blocked shot that could have led to a goal but didn't happen. And in the second half he makes a very good save down low to push the ball away from the bottom right hand corner. So did what he needed to do. He'll be very happy with a clean sheet. I'm sure Daniel Farke will be a very happy man with a clean sheet as well. But a really good performance from Leeds across the park. And again, probably in third gear for me. Leeds, I think this Leeds team has an awful lot more to it. But right now, doing enough to be top of the table. When we start off and go through the game, a great start for Leeds United. Open a couple of minutes, Leeds were on it, pressing high, running the channels, putting a huge amount of pressure. And they went 1-0 up early on. Ball from Joe Rodon into Joe Rothwell, who just decided to burst forward, and that's why I love having him in this Leeds team. He bursts forward and plays a ball in front of Brendan Aronson, running through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. It's just a little bit too far ahead of Aronson for him to get to it, but he does enough to put the keeper off, who palms it down straight into the path of Manor Solomon, who checks inside and buries it into the back of the net to give Leeds a 1-0. And then Leeds, not necessarily stepping off the pressure that much, but Sheffield Wednesday came back into the game. It was a sloppy enough passy game in the first half, a lot of scrappy moves from both sides, and Sheffield Wednesday did get a little bit of joy from a corner, although not a goal in the end of it when the ball was flicked onto the front post. It looked to be a handball from Josh Windass, but Ilan Meslier was out of the goal with his hand in the air claiming for a free kick when the ball dropped to a Sheffield Wednesday player whose volley was blocked, luckily, by Ao Tanaka. There was nobody in the goal had that gone through. Sheffield Wednesday had another chance from a corner, went to the back post, but was dealt with well by Leeds. But outside of that, they pretty much had a lot of possession in the second half of the first half, but didn't do a huge amount with it. It was huffing and puffing without any real end product, and Leeds dealt with them pretty well and defended well in the areas that they needed to. Second half, all went Leeds' way, and it went from being a pretty slow, quiet game to exploding. You kind of felt that the longer this game went on, the more it would favour Leeds. If it started to open up a little bit, Leeds could definitely have some joy. And it took the changes to make that decision. There were some obvious decisions for me that weren't made. I thought Junior Firpo could have come on at left back for Sam Byram to give Leeds more attacking threat on the left. But what do I know? Daniel Farke brings on Ilya Groove in the middle of the park, makes a couple of tweaks, brings Mateo Joseph on up front, and all changes. For Leeds in 88 minutes, we see the first sub make an impact, and it was great to see the backflip back from Largi Ramazani as well. Lovely to see it. And that move starts well. It's a break from Leeds. Aronson's involved in it. Goes out to the right. It's passed into Ramazani, who runs across the 18-yard line and looks at one point like he's lost it. Sheffield Wednesday look like they've won the ball back, but he wins it back and he smashes the ball with his left foot across the goalkeeper into the bottom left-hand corner for a lovely finish to put Leeds 2-0 up. And as I say, it's great to see the running and the backflip that came after that. His ankles look fine to me. And then in the 96th minute, Leeds went and put the entire thing to bed. A corner from Ilya Groove was headed clear by Mateo Joseph, which seemed unusual at the time, but it dropped right to Largi Ramazani's feet. His volley headed towards goal, but Ao Tanaka was just inside the 6-yard area to, with it inside of his left foot, just flicked the ball between his own legs into the bottom right-hand corner, wrong foot in the goalkeeper. And the calls were there for offside, but Ugbo, the substitute, had been on the goalpost and was keeping Ao Tanaka onside when that ball came to him. As I say, when you go through the whole team, Ilan Meslier didn't have a huge amount to do today. played it safe, went long when he wasn't sure, kept it steady. Made one big save in the second half in the bottom right hand corner. Two shaky enough moments in the first half, but they were always likely. I'm sure him and Daniel Farke are very happy with that clean sheet. Pascal Struijk was the next big talking point. Him being out of the side, we definitely missed something from set pieces with him. We looked a little bit shaky defending corners, and we didn't look as good attacking them either. But Ampadu came in and did a fine job for me at centre-back tackling. I do think his build-up play is a little bit too slow at times. I think Ampadu likes the Hollywood pass, and he likes to roll the studs and take step-overs and that kind of stuff. And for me, I think a lot of the time it's unnecessary. But defensively, he did his job, defended well, got Leeds out with some problems, caused a problem in the first half himself with a pass. But he's not played a huge amount of football recently either, and not at centre-back, so he's going to need some time to get up to speed. But I thought he was fine at centre-back, which I wrote on. Then the midfield too, Tanaka and Rotwell continued to play well together, continued to do an awful lot for Leeds, and Anelia Groove coming in as an option, and Josh Dilavogi in the second half, also good options to have when they're needed in there. And then the attackers, defensively, I thought the attackers all had really good games. Brendan Aronson working hard in the number 10 position, again pressing very well. Joe Perry didn't see an awful lot of the ball, but, you know, didn't have a poor game, I wouldn't say, by any shake of the imagination. And if you look at Mateo Joseph, came on and did what he had to do, put pressure on them, made them kick the ball long, made them put the ball out of play, and pressed and got involved in the final goal as well. So plenty of impact off the bench for Leeds today as well. So all in all, can't argue with that. 3-0 in what is a big week for Leeds. Norwich and Burnley coming up, and Leeds will need to continue this run in order to make sure that the gap at the top continues. Leeds 1 point ahead of Sheffield United now, and 5 points clear of 4th place Sheffield United, just opening that gap again. And we'll want to get a good win to try and push Burnley out of the mix as well in the next few days as well. Folks, that'll be it for me. I'm back on Monday morning for the news and possibly some sort of a podcast on Monday evening. There won't be a watch along on Big Up on Wednesday for the game. I'm at the game on Norwich on Wednesday, so I won't get a chance to do that, but we will figure out the news and everything else around that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Great to be back top of the table, and I will talk to you tomorrow. See you then. Have a great day. Bye.